So good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. This is another one of our Ask the Expert series. My name is Merideth Nagel, and with me today we have Mr. Wes Reed, our financial planner advisor, who's going to talk to us about financial issues that are arising as a part of COVID, how that should change our planning, if at all, and just give us some good, helpful information about where he thinks the economy is and where the economy is going. So welcome, Wes. And
Thank you, Meredith.
before I start asking questions, just real briefly tell people who you are, what you're about, and how they can find you.
Sure. My name is Wesley Reed. I go by Wes. I am the owner of the Reed Financial Group, and we are a financial planning practice of Ameriprise Financial. I can be reached the easiest at 352-53. You can also go to our Facebook page, and that's facebook.com/Reed Financial, and you can connect with me from there.
Okay, so you froze up a little bit, Wes. What was your phone number again?
It is 352-394-8453.
Okay, so let me start at the what I think is on everyone's mind. I was just looking at the live Dow Jones ticker. I'm gonna pull it up again so that I can tell where we're at. Okay, so I'm seeing that the market hit its all-time recovery high a couple. You're looking at the same thing. A couple of hours ago. Talk to me right now. It shows us sitting at 23,270. Is that what you're seeing at 11:16?
That is what I'm seeing.
Okay, and I can see, and people probably observed that we've had a kind of a climb up beginning. Somewhere about a month ago, a few weeks ago, it started climbing up, and that climb has been an up and down, but generally trending up. So tell us what this tells you about what's happening in the market and what you're expecting.
Well, what we're expecting, and Meredith, you and I have spoke offline about this, a lot of it is some heightened volatility just over the short to immediate foreseeable future. As I've been telling all of my clients and anybody, we can't really tell you what's going to happen over the next 3 to 6 weeks. But we do believe that over the next 3 to 6 months, as we recover, as we come out of this, as the country opens up, we feel very strongly about the markets, about all the companies going forward. Having said that, there is the caveat. We could open the country as earlier this morning or late yesterday, the Wisconsin Supreme Court actually essentially opened up the state. So we could see, we don't know yet, a possible uptick in cases. Sadly, there could be a second shutdown. We just don't know at this point. The best advice that I can tell everybody is that if you're not working with a financial advisor, work with one. If you need one, I'm available. Again, it's 352-394-8453. Just to have those conversations. If you're currently working with one, meet with them. I think we're all experiencing also some increased availability. It may not be in person. It may be over this type of a format. It may be a different one, whether it's WebEx, whether it's Zoom, whether it's just an over-the-phone conversation, but have those. We do realize that people are experiencing a lot of stress, and you need to be checking in. And if you're not working with somebody, start.
So would you say generally it's a good time to invest, or should people wait?
Well,
invest in the market. Let me be clear. Invest in the market.
Absolutely. And what I mean by that generally, the best time is always yesterday. That's kind of the way. When should I have started? 10 years ago. That's just the reality. Who's got the biggest advantage? Someone that's 22 and just happens to not be out spending every single penny that they have. That's the reality. As we've said it before, it's time in the market, not timing the market.
Mm-hmm. So you've talked before about the importance of dollar cost averaging. Can you talk a little bit about that and why that might be a good idea for some of us?
Oh, absolutely. And I think what we're seeing, especially over the previous month to 2 months, how the market did go down rather rapidly and then recover We're seeing these ups and downs
Right.
and this heightened volatility with a dollar cost averaging. And for those out there that are still working and still getting paid and still investing in their 401ks, whether they realize it or not, they're already doing that. Whether they're paid weekly or biweekly, that money, and I'm just going to make up some numbers, they're $100 a week that goes into the 401k. Every Friday, that money goes into that account and it makes a purchase into their portfolio. And some weeks, the markets are down. And some weeks, the markets are up, and sometimes they're flat. What we don't know is which week is going to be the one. And anybody who tells you that they can time the market, don't walk away, run, because you can't. So the best strategy is always to consistently invest over time, the same amount, increasing if you can, but consistency. You know, you can do $100 in January, but then, you know, another $100 in September, and, you know, $100 by the end of the year. We would have been better off doing, you know, $25 or $30 a month over the course of that whole year, unless we were just that lucky.
Right. And I do want to encourage people, you know, for Wes, as you know, for real high dollar portfolios, those people do have, you know, their own kind of hedge fund managers who are in there ticking and talking around. But I can't afford that level of service. And I think most of our viewers can't. If they are working in a fund, like say working with you, how much can you help them tailor? So we're not the big hedge fund guys that have all of that money. How much can you help us tailor our plan so that it works best for us depending on our age when we're retiring?
Well, we can get it down pretty close. I mean, the reality is when working one-on-one with a financial advisor, such as myself, we're going to sit down and actually have that conversation. Before we take a look at the portfolio and go through it and say, all right, well, you should be in this, this, and this, and this, we've got to talk a lot more. And I don't mean for hours and days on end, but I mean actually having that conversation. You know, what are your goals? How old are you? Are we putting more money in? Is this all we have? What is this money slotted for? Is this your emergency fund? You know, for example, we're going to invest a 40-year-old's retirement fund more aggressively than a 60-year-old's emergency fund. So those conversations happen along the way, and then we're going to tailor based on your needs and desires, and we're going to make adjustments. One thing that I do promise with all my clients is that we will meet regularly. It will be personalized, and it's going to be one-on-one. The last couple of months, it's been a little bit of a new normal. Meeting over the phone, or for the few that are comfortable, meeting in person. It's an adjustment that we're making that we will get through. And we'll be back to normal face-to-face meetings like we were for many, many years.
But until then, you're freely available if somebody wants to do a Zoom call like this, or just on the phone, or whatever they feel most comfortable.
Exactly. And that's really what it comes down to, is comfort level. Personally, I am comfortable holding meetings in my office. I've got all the tricks of the trade, from the sanitize, the bacteria. We can wash our hands. 57. It's all here. You know, there's everything in this type of an.
Okay. Well, I am.
Freeze up.
Yeah, you've been freezing up a little bit. I think people are used to that by now, though, so we'll just be patient with it. So as I look at you are freezing up. I wonder, do you have your cell phone on you on Wi-Fi right now?
I'm sorry?
Is your cell phone on Wi-Fi?
Yes, I have it on right now.
Turn it off and see if that'll help. Sometimes it's chewing your bandwidth. Okay, so when I'm looking at the market now, our low point was on March 23rd. We went all the way down to 18,591, and we're already back up in the 23,000s right now. So someone following your advice back in March, if they had done this March 23rd, they would have had a good little run over the past over the past 3 weeks.
Yes.
So I think that just points out, start now. The time to start was yesterday. And I think people might be afraid to start because they're looking at a market that's volatile and they think, well, I don't want to get in. I think a volatile market, if you're going to be in it for the long term, is something that you should be rejoicing over, because it looks like you're going to get sometimes you're going to buy some stuff on sale, right? That Friday comes.
Absolutely.
And then
the funny thing about, I've said for years, if Dillard's has a sale, people line up outside the door. On Black Friday, they line up outside Walmart and Best Buy.
Right.
When I have a sale, nobody wants to talk to me. And that is the time to buy. It's almost counterintuitive, but in the markets, when you feel the most fear, is the time to get involved.
Good. All right. So if somebody wants to get started, and I hope that there's somebody out there that will listen, whether they're self-employed, whether they have an employee, where they are an employee, whatever their income source, even if you just start doing $50 a week, that's a tremendous advantage. So if somebody wants to get started, how do they do that when they contact you?
The best way is to contact me. Again, it's 352-394-8453. To search for me on Facebook at Reed Financial Group. Contact me through there. Whatever you're the most comfortable with, I will reach out via phone. And if you are comfortable with a face-to-face meeting, I am as well. If not, we can talk over the phone. We can establish everything online. In today's world, we are quite advanced from a technological perspective. So there is, in a weird twist, it's good fortune that it happened now and not 10 years ago. Today, we can meet online. We can meet like this. We can establish new clients online. You can register for our secure site to be able to view your accounts online. And any of the documents that we're going to do, whether we're opening up a non-qualified brokerage account with check writing, whether we're opening up an IRA, a Roth IRA, a rollover, through our e-signature program.
Wonderful. So they can literally start from their home computer. And when they're working with you, can they have automatic contributions that come out of their account every week, every month, to kind of get in the habit?
Absolutely. And for people that have never done this before, especially those that are paid bi-weekly, I encourage, rather than doing $200 a month, I encourage them for simple tricks like doing $100 bi-weekly. And what happens without usually their knowledge or necessarily noticing it is you've created a magical 13th month.
Right.
You divide it bi-weekly, there's 26 pay periods. So instead of deposits or 12,200, they've got an extra month. They
and that's a real good way. Yeah, and that's a real good way for people to get started if they're very anxious about not knowing if it's in their budget. Just start with a small amount that's coming out every week or every other week, and then they can kind of adjust and then move upwards from there. Do you have a minimum balance that people have to invest with you if they want to get started?
I do. I am qualified and licensed to ask for that, but it's just something that I haven't done. I just don't think it's good business. I am allowed to take on any clients that I feel free, and it's always been about relationships.
Wonderful.
The matter is, everybody needs it. The initial meeting is really to find out, hey, do you like me a little bit, and do I like you a little bit, and can we go forward with this?
Well, and I can vouch for you in that, you're going to keep up with people. You're going to care about people. We recently had a dinner where you explained something to me that, frankly, I didn't know anything about. And I think a lot of people are very anxious because they don't really know anything about this. And I can tell all of our viewers from personal experience, you don't need to be. He's going to make things very approachable. I promise he will not make you feel like you're stupid. And I promise you that there is no question that's too simple, because this is all new to most of us. We don't spend enough time thinking about this and doing this. And I know that you are particularly good at helping people who need to understand and then keeping that relationship long term. I think that's key. You've been here a long time. We've been through some bad markets together. You're going to stay here. This is your home. This is where you're going to be. This is where you're going to retire a long time from now. So I really,
good Lord willing, absolutely.
Yeah, I just really encourage people to reach out to you. They're going to find that you are a cuddly teddy bear with a really smart brain. And you're going to make everybody from the most sophisticated to the most simple people feel very, very, very comfortable. So I want people to reach out to you now. I want people to, instead of being scared of the market right now, I want them to have a long-term approach and be excited about the market, realizing that if things go the way that we think they are, they're going to buy some stuff on sale. And when December comes, they're going to be awful glad they did.
I think it's going to be a very Merry Christmas if things go the way that we hope that they do and the way that generally we expect that they do. And as far as me being here a while, you're right, Meredith. Kim and I, on the 22nd of this month, so just coming up a little bit more than a week from tomorrow, we'll be married 20 years. And
congratulations.
Thank you. I've lived the last 22 years here. And have been with the firm for over 16 years at this point. And this is my home. This is where I'm going to be and have no intention of leaving, especially when I did learn that up north there was some snow over Mother's Day weekend.
Oh.
Goodness gracious, in the middle of May. So well, I am here.
I do want to say to our viewers, there's a huge value in using someone local because the reality is, Wes knows that you know a lot of people he doesn't know. He also knows he has a chance of running into you at the Outback Steakhouse or the Publix. When you're invested in the community the way Wes and his team are, their people in this community just frankly get better service. I don't know how to explain it any other way than that. This is your community. We are your people. So please, please, please reach out to Wes. Do not do what I did and make a Vanguard mistake. I started by just opening up a Vanguard account only to find out about 18 months later that I had done everything wrong. And I'm an attorney, I'm educated, but I just a little few tickety theft, and I cost myself thousands of dollars by not going with a certified planner like Wes is that could help. So don't make my mistake. I rectified it later, but don't make that mistake. Start with Wes and he'll get you, where you need to be with all your goals in mind. He'll talk to you about whether a refinance is a good idea for you. So it's not just about investment. It's also kind of an overview of your entire financial picture. Again, trying to start a relationship with you that's going to continue long-term. So even if you're just come out of college and it's really just $50 a week, that's huge. Call him. He'd love to help you figure out how to invest that money and maybe come up with some ways to find another $50 that you're not expecting that you have somewhere in your budget. So please call.
There are a few little tricks of the trade that have people find what I call that money they don't think they have, but they do.
But they do. Well, thank you so much, Wes, for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you, Meredith.
One more time, give your contact information.
Absolutely. I am at 1635 East Highway 50, right here in Claremont, behind the Outback. Phone number is 352-394-8453, and you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com with the /Reed Financial.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. And as you said, we are going to get through this. And I believe
we will.
I believe we're going to be sitting here at Christmas time looking back. And those of us who are making smart investment decisions right now are going to realize that there was a great benefit to us financially that ended up playing out. So please invest now. As he said yesterday was when you should have started. So thank you guys for your time. Thanks again, Wes, for taking time to talk to your community. We surely appreciate it. And we'll look forward to the next time. Maybe we'll talk again in a couple months and we can talk about how things might have changed and what if you have any more ideas. I know. Well,
I'm always available for you, Meredith. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Wes. And
thank you.
Viewers. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.